everyone. So we are going to cover all these things today, and I believe that it will give you more insights on careers and job trends and market of big data industry. We are really lucky to have our partner from Wipro who will be explaining you about employers' expectations as well as how to make your CV impressive, because sometimes we might miss some of the technologies in which we are actually trained on to mention properly in our resumes. So our partner from Wipro will be detailing you about all that. In fact, sometimes while interview, we tend to forget some of the things which we already know, but we are not able to answer it properly. So it will all be covered by our partner from Wipro, and he'll be joining soon. Before that, Shivank will be explaining you everything about the job trends and roles and responsibilities that you can expect after completion of your certificate with Simplilearn. And I believe that you'll be having hands-on experience because you people are actually going through the project. So you can showcase that project in your resumes as well. So we are going to cover orientation from our big data expert, that is Shivank, is going to take you through all the trends, industries, job trends and roles, career paths and skill sets for big data professionals. Our partner from Wipro will be giving you orientation on building an impressive resume as well as employers' expectations. I'll be actually taking you through how many partners we have, and we are continuously in process of providing you better opportunities after your completion of certification, and will assist you in the best way. I'll tell you about how to submit your profiles in Job Assist portal, because some of you are facing problem while uploading your resumes on our portal. Once you upload your resumes and your details, it will automatically get reflected in my database, and I'll be able to assist you in better ways. Some of, as I can see, some of the members who are joining are already interacting with me through emails and calls, and some of you have already faced face-to-face interviews as well. And we'll be starting soon with Shivank.
So this is going to be a very interesting session. I'm pretty sure a lot of you must be from my session. People might be aware of me as well, who might have done the classes from my side. So just regarding this session, most of the things we will be talking with respect to the job side, like what you can expect out from basically the job side. What are the things which you can even further look forward to improvise if you want to kind of increase the visibility in the job market, right? What are the companies you should target? How your CV should look like? Common mistakes also, what I have generally noticed what people do in the CVs. Neshi will be talking about the CVs part, but I will give you some hints at that moment that what are the things I generally notice. Just to to give you about that idea, I have also taken some CVs to kind of get hired for my company as well, and I've seen some very common mistakes what people do. So I will be talking about that. So it's going to be quite useful session for all of you in terms of like knowing what exactly you can expect after the course. If you're already doing the course from Simplilearn, then you're already at a very right ahead path, and basically what you can expect and how you should approach the companies, and basically you need not do anything. Everything will be taken care by Simplilearn. It's a new thing which Simplilearn have launched to kind of help you across with even not only with the learning part, but with even as per with respect to your job portion, because that is the ultimate goal what we have, right? We all join this session just for to get the job. So thanks to Simplilearn for doing this part. They are putting a big effort in basically achieving a job for you as well. And a lot of companies have came up and trying to tie up with Simplilearn just because the course, what Simplilearn have designed for you guys is completely in sync with respect to the job market. What exactly companies look forward. Those are the things Simplilearn ensure in the job portal as well. So basically in terms of the job, all the things in the course content, whatever you learn, Simplilearn design it in a way that once you complete the course, you are always job ready. So that is the main portion here. So that is what we will be talking about in detail as well. So let's discuss. Okay, so let's move ahead. So the first thing, what exactly you can expect out from this agenda? So definitely first thing would be talking about myself a bit. Few people know me, few people do not know me. So for people who do not know me, there will be some introduction from my side. We will be talking about the job trends and role, what exactly happens in big data, what are the things you can expect. Again, the same point which I discussed. What is the trend, current job trend happening? Is it, a lot of people say that no, the Hadoop is coming down, but I say Hadoop is growing up. It has never started. It is just at the starting stage. It is going to grow. If I talk about that, there is an exponential curve. So the exponential curve is currently like this. So I would say that big data is sitting here. It need to move up like this. So there are a lot of things which are going to trend up. So we're going to discuss about this trend, what is happening in the market. We will be talking about what are the skill set you need. If you have already done the courses from Simplilearn, you need not worry about that part. Maybe, but there may be some useful information for you which you can also look at. We will be after that, Nishi will be talking about some portions of Wipro side as well, how to get your CVs ready. I will also be discussing a little bit on this resume part where I feel that there is a missing portion. Who are the current partners with Simplilearn? And the list will be ever growing. It is not going to stop. That list going to be ever growing. And basically, what basically you can expect at the current moment when you submit your CVs, all things will be kind of discussed. And even there will be a job assist, which we're going to discuss about. Don't worry about that, Ashwin. That's not going to happen in big data domain. So basically, a valid point from Ashwin that basically there's a layoff happening right now. What do you talk about that, right? If you read those news properly, those layoffs are basically happening due to the automation, point number one. Second thing is they talk about mainly the people who are kind of into a domain which can be easily automated, and basically their people kind of, let's say if you're working in an Excel sheet, okay? Let's say if you're working in a Excel sheet, in that case, then what the company will require from you, right? Basically, maybe they can automate that process and somehow they can solve it up. And those automation, you will be happy to know that automation, you can do it with the big data environment stuff, right? So definitely at one side, if the jobs are getting reduced, at the other end, the job is getting increased. So let's talk about data science portion as well. Like this will be mostly of the big data part, but there will be some portion of data science as well, which we're going to talk, because big data and data science kind of walk together. They kind of walk together. So definitely when you kind of, one side is losing job, but the other side is increasing in job. If you actually look at the trend in big data side, there is no decrement which happened. In fact, it have kind of have an increase in the value of that market. You can take it in this way. In older days, we used to have those cassette recorders and all, right? Now, anybody have cassette recorder? No, right? Using which you used to listen songs and all. Now things are being transformed to CD. Now people started using CD. Now at the current moment, people have stopped using CD also. Now they started moving towards what? Internet, right? Because using internet, now you can listen your songs. A lot of startups came in like Wing, Savan, and I don't know how many are there, right? A lot of startups came up. They said, okay, you can hear all the music throughout your mobile and we will give you an app for it, right? So things are improving. And where exactly things are improving? Things are improving with respect to like using big data, you can improve the things. So that is where the increment is job is going to happen. So I hope, Ashwin, I answered your question. Yes, you will not be able to see the question because this is GoToWebinar. This is not WebEx. So this is going to be kind of in a different mode. I will be kind of reading your question and answering you. Okay, that will be a different mode from what you have in the online classes. Reason we are using GoToWebinar because there are a lot of people. So GoToWebinar will be able to support this many number of people. Okay, a little bit about myself for people who do not know me. Myself Shivang. So I will be taking this whole session. So you can call me a big data specialist. I'm also a CERN certified Java programmer, a Cloudera certification. CCA 175 is the certification what I have done. I keep on motivating my students to crack the certification as well during my classes. In fact, Simplilearn course is inclined or designed in a way that basically this course will help you even to achieve the Cloudera certification quite easily. Then from the education point of view, I have done my education from one of the premium institute of India, that is IIT Chennai, from computer science background. So who doesn't know you? A lot of people don't know me, Priya. And basically with respect to my experience in big data side, I have almost more than 7+ year experience in the big data and data science domain. These are my core area of work expertise like machine learning, data science, big data, Apache Spark. These are the area which I work on. I usually develop product for data scientists and big data guys. So I kind of help in a lot of open source development as well. I had my startup also for 2 years. It did not work out well, but yes, that was one of the failure part which I had in my life. But that gave me a lot of learning experience which I usually share in my classes as well. That what are the things you should look for, what things you not should look for. Similarly, from like work side, I have till now published 4 international research paper in the big data security and basically these domains. So all the papers are internationally accepted. Even I was awarded for one of my research work in Greece. I was the only Indian at that time to receive that award. I'm also an active contributor to open source community. So this is a small introduction from my side. Let's move to the interesting part. That is more important, right? So let's move to the interesting part, talking about the job scenario. Just hold on your questions for some time. My suggestion would be, since this is not a technical discussion, maybe I can finish up some part and then I will give you an option to ask me questions. We will have a Q&A round where you can ask me any questions, whatever you have. Will that work with all of you? Right? That would be kind of, I think, better scenario rather than, because if it is a technical part, I would prefer you can talk with me, but this is a non-technical sessions. Let us first discuss what Simpliland have to say to you, and then we can take up a Q&A round and basically ask I will help you with all your answers. Okay, so what is big data? I hope I need not give this answer now, right? This is always my first question when I start my sessions. People who have joined the sessions or who have joined any other instructor sessions, they must be knowing this, because that's the first question is start from the slide. What is big data? No introduction required for this great topic. If you have already learned it, big data is kind of when you deal with not only huge volume of data, but you are dealing with different kinds of data. And in today's world, the major problem is to deal with not only the structured data, but with even the unstructured data. How to big data is dealing with that? What are the tools we have? Hadoop, Apache Spark, right? All those things you might have already learned about that. On daily basis, so much of data is getting generated. Where if you talk, you can take this example where like traditional systems are just like a small bird who can only handle up to some stuff. But when it comes to this big data, it's like a big gorilla, or you can say a big elephant, which is like sitting in a giant, right? Now, can you fit that big elephant inside a refrigerator? Yes, Ashwin, can you fit a elephant inside a small refrigerator? No, right? That is something which you can relate with the big data. So basically that you are trying to fit a big data inside that small refrigerator, which you can take it like a RDBMS system, which cannot happen, right? So similarly, basically that's where you need maybe a big giant trees to kind of solve that problem. And that is where your Hadoop tools, Apache Spark tools pitch in and basically solve those problems. So that you can not only just get the solution, but get the solution in an efficient way, right? That was the big data all about. Anyway, we did not talk about that in more detail. Now, what are the domains and companies who are using kind of big data technologies? I would just list few. Okay, these are just few minor domains what is in front of you, but it's actually much more. It is not just this, right? We have like, if you talk about Amazon, Flipkart, all these companies might be keep on calling you and say that, hey, Ashwin, I am looking for a candidate for this particular profile. And basically this is for a big data kind of environment for which we are looking for. Salary is not a constraint because we are just looking for a skill paper. That is a very general call. I'm pretty sure a lot of people might have already received like that from Flipkart, Amazon. Amazon is the people, they keep on daily calling even 2 times a day or 3 times a day, right? Their jobs are endless basically in this domain. So basically why this is happening? Because this e-commerce domain have become a kind of a giant. It's a big data what we have currently with us. And now, in fact, now they are dealing with the problem that how we deal with this huge amount of data, and their completely old traditional system have completely just failed. There is no way they can solve those problems with the help of those basically those traditional tools. There is no way they can do that. Then what's the solution for them? What's the solution for them? Again, Hadoop, Apache Spark, right? Those are the solutions what they are using. NoSQL DBs. Now that is the reason these companies keep on calling you and asking for a candidature, and they do not even bother about whenever there will be any sort of like, if you say that, oh, I want a big salary, they say fine, just that you bring the skill to us. If you do well in the interview process, they don't mind offering you a good salary as well. That is something which keeps on happening. Telecommunication. I keep on going to a lot of clients these days, especially when I go for this kind of corporate trainings. I have seen that basically just recently I have went for basically a webinar that company want to kind of trying to find out that basically what are the things we should do so that we can kind of use this big data now. Because for electronic company, for a telecommunication company also, basically now this became a challenge. Now they have like got a lot of big data, and they don't know how to deal with their old traditional system. And that is where I keep on getting a lot of calls from Simplilearn, go to this company, give a webinar on that, or maybe some other way. I go to a lot of companies that kind of keep on giving webinars and kind of encourage them that no, what you are doing is wrong. You are using still the traditional system. The data what you have is shouting and telling you that use big data. And the next question what I generally get from them, that is it easy? How we can adopt it? I have no engineer right now sitting with us who can help me to kind of get across this domain. Then I also tell them that what are the things you need to look at. Getting an engineer, why this is a problem? Get connected to Simplilearn, right? Now this is where Simplilearn is you. They are also going to help the companies to get the good people. Because it's not only your problem to get a job, it's also the company problem to get the people who can solve their problems. A lot of companies are still hesitant to move towards the big data domain only because they are afraid that will we get the skilled people, and that is what Simplilearn is making you ready for all that. Okay, Rohit, most likely yes. Okay, probably Nishi, you can help these kind of issues on chat box. Great. Third
Sure.
is
Just again, like if I'll request you all to please send your queries to send to all so that we all can see that. If it will be sent privately, only Shivank will be able to see that. So if you want me to answer any of your queries, please send it to all. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So as Nishi have just requested, if you send it to all, so these queries will probably they can answer you up. So it will not. So Rohit and Ashwin, you can just send it across to Nishi. Okay. Now, government agencies. If you are from India, I think this session is specific. Now everybody must be knowing this part that basically there is something called as Aadhaar card project which is going on. Or you don't see the send all option. Anishi, that's a problem, I think. They are not able to see send all option. Okay, she will probably respond.
I believe Rajiv has just pinged with the question, other than big software companies trying out the various options, propositions. Rajiv, are you there? So I can actually see Rajiv's question now. So that is how you need to pause the question so that I can see it and I can respond you back.
Great. Now,
thank you.
So,
Shivank.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I talk about basically the other part like government agencies and all, like for example, everybody know in these days, especially these days, there is something Aadhaar card is kind of moving ahead with a very fast pace, right? Now, in this case, what is happening? Like, basically, government is kind of enforcing you that you should use Aadhaar card, right? A lot of places they say that if you want the subsidy, for example, if you want a subsidy of getting a gas, a normal basic necessity for our daily use, they say that get an Aadhaar card, get it linked with your bank account, and we will transfer the subsidy now to your bank account. Now, a new rule came up where you need to kind of connect your Aadhaar card with the PAN number. Would you like to know that how Aadhaar card project was created? It is actually based on Hadoop. Okay, interesting, right? Basically, in India, there are so many people, millions of people are living here. It's impossible for them to solve this Aadhaar problem with the help of just basically with the traditional tools. So even government agencies have started using this Hadoop tools. When government, who are always said in India that they are kind of always lagging behind the technologies, when they have started using Hadoop, you can realize the potential of this, right? So basically this Aadhaar card project is fully developed with the help of this big data tools. Similarly, we have healthcare industries, like you talk about, like you can talk about all these hospitals and all these are using it. I'm just trying to tell you that, see, in different domains, we have these jobs getting created. My focus is not to explain you big data. I'm pretty sure you know more than me now, right? Because we have done the classes properly. You know more than me at the current moment. I'm just trying to show you or reflect you from the job perspective, in which domain you can see yourself fit in, and from where these jobs are kind of pitching up. Okay, when I say Aadhaar project, means that government is also looking for people these days to get the people for this big data domain. Similarly, in healthcare, hospitals are looking, like doctors are using very nice applications these days, where what happens when you go to with some symptoms, they just feed in their systems and then tell you that what is the predicted you can have this disease in future, or what can be the possible cure for that. So a lot of things are happening in the medical domain. I talk about finance domain. Now, when I used to kind of be in my IIT days, like everybody knows this IIT now, the finance company were the topmost companies who used to arrive. In IIT, there's a rule that they always kind of ask the companies to kind of come to the campus with respect to the salary. Let's say if a company A is offering the highest salary, then that company will be given the first slot. Now, I have always observed the first day will always be fixed for the finance and this banking companies. Why? They pay more. Why they pay more? Because they are using Hadoop and big data and these data science systems. Now, basically, they kind of struggle to get people, so they want the smart engineers whom they can train and they basically get them get the job. Why basically this is all happening, right? Otherwise, why they will be paying more? Because right now it's all about the economics. When there is more demand, less supply, definitely you will be advantageous for that. Because if there is more demand, less supply, the salary is going to be high. When there is less demand, more supply, then it's going to be reversed. So salary is going to be decreased, right? So that is what I think Ashwin have also asked. Like these days, a lot of firing is happening. Why this is happening? It is happening only in the domain where there is low demand and more supply, because that is where companies can easily survive. But on the other hand, it is also increasing the job portions for big data sites and big data science side, because this is where it is all happening in the reverse direction now. It is all happening in a way that there is now more demand and less supply. So there can be no kind of lack of job. In fact, the number of jobs are increasing. Like I can tell you in my company, we are not hiring for any other group other than my group. Why? Because it is all happening that we need people in this domain. We cannot survive without this part. So that's the reason we have to hire. It doesn't matter even we have to pay more salary for this portion. So that is all happening in most of the companies. So it's not like that this market is going to be impacted at all. It is in fact going to groom up like anything even in future. Just hold on, Neil. As I said, please don't ask right now any this kind of question, because we are not talking anything technical, right? So maybe once I finish it up, then we will have a Q&A round. You can post your questions and I will answer them. Okay. So I think we have made a kind of agreement with each other, right? So let's go with that agreement. Or if you have any generic question which you want to answer, just directly send it to Nishi. She will answer you. Let's say if you have any issue with respect to webinar or not, just ping it to her. But any question related to the topic which you are going through, my suggestion would be just let me complete and then we can take up Q&A. Similarly, in retail stores, same things are happening. Like, so a lot of places, basically this big data domains, with respect to these domains, jobs are coming up. Talking about these companies. Now, I hope that all of you must have done this course and knowing that what I mean by when I say a cluster, right? Now, cluster kind of consists of like data nodes, name nodes, secondary name node. I need not talk about that, right? Let's not go technical in that part. Now, if I talk about various companies, like let's say the example of Adobe. Adobe have a cluster of 30 nodes, okay? They have created a cluster of 30 node machines, and basically using that, they are solving the problem by using Hadoop and HBase. Similarly, like Alibaba have 15 node cluster. Alibaba, I hope everybody knows, that's like they are also kind of big giant in the company. Facebook is the creator of Hive, right? So definitely they must be using it a lot. So Facebook have like currently two different clusters. And why they have created two different clusters? Because one is having 1100 machines. So can you imagine 1100 data nodes spreading across. So many engineers will be required to tackle that kind of data nodes across, right? When your cluster is huge, definitely more people are required to even manage it up, to do the development on that side as well. Similarly, they have another cluster, which is they are using 300 nodes. Similarly, eBay is also using 532 nodes. And if you talk about the storage on each node, 5.3 petabyte. Imagine the amount of data eBay is dealing with. Not only eBay, this is just an example, but even Amazon, even you talk about Flipkart, these companies are also having big cluster these days. In fact, Flipkart is little bit lagging in that domain. They are now kind of bringing up Hadoop systems, but till now they were kind of dealing with the RDBMS system. Reason why I know this, because I myself got a job offer from them where they asked me to kind of come up as an architect and solve their problem. But that's the other part that I refused to join it. But yes, since I got this offer, so I know that basically they are now planning to kind of migrate it. They want to architect their whole systems with respect to the Hadoop environment properly in a way so that they can get the good solutions for it. Okay, they will be able to get the faster solutions. They have it, but a very small cluster. They want to kind of scale it up just like Amazon. Similarly, we have Yahoo, we have Twitter. These companies are like saving blogs, tweets, and all those stuff. Yahoo kind of have 40,000 machine cluster, kind of biggest, right? So you can see that it's kind of a very big cluster what Yahoo have created to solve its problem. When we talk about big data, Big data is not just one thing which we can just talk about and say that we are done, right? We have multiple different domains. There is a job with respect to Hadoop developer. There is a job with respect to Apache Cassandra. All the people who are kind of joined my class, I'm pretty sure I've told all of you to kind of focus on Apache Spark, Cassandra, and Kafka, because these things are one thing which is highly in demand in market. That's the reason you can see this portion in front of you. Apache Spark, Cassandra is a NoSQL DB. Kafka will help you to kind of divide the data, right? Kind of distribute the data from a distributed fashion in a streaming way, right? It's a messaging queue. Similarly, we have MongoDB. Yep, we have Apache Spark written third side, right? So we have MongoDB. We have Hadoop administrator. Like now you have seen that Yahoo have so many machines as a nodes, right? Now if you look at this part, but Yahoo needs some engineers to kind of create that big cluster, and not only about creating that new cluster. Developers is a different role where you are using and developing something there. There's a second job which talks about the administration of these machines. Why? Basically, you can talk about that, how you can kind of configure this machine, how you can maintain this machine. That's where Hadoop administrator comes up. Few people might have done this course of Hadoop administrator as well. This is a separate kind of course which we have. Now, similarly, we have in terms of data science, we have R language. R is one language which is kind of boosting up these days. Nobody can beat this. Okay, this is something which is kind of going great in the market. R and Python. SAS kind of came down. If I look at the graph trend of this market, SAS has kind of came down, and at the same time, but R and Python is grown up. Especially if you have done data science course, if not, you can look forward for it. I can trust me. This is going to really help you in kind of gaining your good career as well, because this data science along with big data, it's kind of boon. It's kind of boon. People who want to go at a one more advanced level, you can go for machine learning. That's also a course you can easily get from Simplilearn as well. And that's one of the awesome courses what they have. If you really want to kind of make an impact in the job market, you should actually look forward for these courses. And you need not go and look anywhere else. This is basically Simplilearn is the only and one answer for you. You need not go for that. Forget, you need not worry about the quality. I need not talk about the quality part right now, because you all have a good experience with respect to what you have learned. So basically, these are the things you can look for, because once it comes to the big data along with data science, it makes it more powerful. And definitely there are a lot of jobs in this side as well. So we have like machine learning, Tableau is for visualization part, right? So these things are kind of booming up. Now, if I talk about the job trend, look at this job trend at the moment, what's happening. After 2011, you can see this graph is growing exponentially. You can see this graph is growing exponentially. So that is what is happening now, right? So you can notice, I just told you that if we have this kind of graph, we are just sitting here, right? This exponential growth is going to happen. You are still sitting at a stage where this is going to grow. That is what is happening. See this. This is an exponential curve which is going to move up. Okay. So you are sitting at a position where it is just a starting moment. It have not yet came to the saturation stage. RDBMS systems are not, they are sitting at a saturation stage. This is not at a saturation stage, because you can see after 2011, this is only growing. It is not coming down at all, right? And this also includes the period of your research time, right? So basically, this is something which is a good part. Sunita just asked me this question at the end. Okay, as I just said, we will keep the Q&A at the end only. Okay. So basically, this is one thing. Just note down your questions, whatever you have, and ask me at the end. If we talk about the salary trend, right? Now, they have given fancy names. To be really open, some jobs are doing the same part, but they have just given the fancy names to it. For example, if you're a data analyst, it's a kind of starting role where you will be kind of asked to use R or Python and solve the problem for you. Maybe it's a big data environment problem, or maybe it's not small kind of problem where you can use the original software and can do it. So they are called data analysts, where you can basically work as a data scientist and basically just solving the problem, and the salary is still not bad as a fresher kind of thing, right? For around 4.59. And this is not something which Simplilearn came up. This is basically from a pay scale on that website. From there, all the statistics what we have got with respect to like when somebody posts the job, what is the salary, what they put. Based on that, we have pulled it up. Analyst consultant, where you are expected to have little more knowledge than a fresher. You should be able to solve some complicated problems, and the salary is going to be more than 8. Hadoop engineer means the course what you do is a Simplilearn side. Can everybody be on mute, please? Nishi, can you please keep everyone on mute? Sure, thank you. So basically, when we talk about Hadoop engineers, the course which you have done from Simplilearn side, Hadoop developer and Spark developer, that is basically can easily fetch you around 10 lakh. Good salary, right? For a fresher, what do you expect? It's a very good salary. Analytics manager, where you will be kind of making the decisions for your business side. This is around 10 lakh. So 9,50,000 is the average judgment what they came up, but it's around 10 lakh. That's a fresher salary we are talking about. Now, I hope that when you said that, oh shit, it means in a good way, not in a bad way. Okay, let's move forward. Similarly, we have analytics manager where you need to make some business decisions. That basically they started calling this as analytics manager. Experienced data scientist. Now, this is where your Hadoop and your data science skills kind of go together. See the salary difference. 18 lakh, and this is not a joke. This is the truth, because we ourselves give this much of salary. This is basically something which happens when you know this big data environment as well as the data scientist part. So here what is happening, you can also kind of analyze all your data in a big data environment. So that is where it basically the salary is kind of boosting up. Similarly, we have a Hadoop architect. Hadoop architect is expected to know almost everything related to Hadoop component. You talk about Hadoop, you talk about Cassandra, you talk about Kafka, you talk about Apache Spark. He's kind of expert in everything. So that if you have to design some systems, you can still design that system as well with a combination of multiple tools. Now, so moving ahead, let's see the career path. So I have already described this portion for you. Like we have data analysts they kind of comes as a experience, like 0 to 3 year experience. That's the reason their salary was around 4.5 lakh. Big data developers kind of move to a next level where you are working in a big data environment and having a little bit of more experience. Big data architect, basically it's talk about when you have like all the knowledge of the big data environment. If you want to ignore this experience and if you do the master course from Simplilearn, nobody can beat you. Even if you have 1 or 2 year experience, you will be equivalent to 6+ year experience only. Okay, because that's the way Edureka kind of Simplilearn ensures that you will be having all those kind of details with you, and basically all the knowledge which requires from experience level they provide with the help of projects and all. Similarly, a data scientist where you work with respect to your big data architect skills along with the data science, and in the last we have a big data architect which kind of covers every domain. You should know each and every stuff belonging to the big data side and kind of able to design some interesting systems. Talking about the same part which I just explained you for data science analyst, basically you just analyze the data. As a developer, you work on a data. I just explained you this portion in the last slide itself. Now, so this is it which I wanted to talk from my side. I think Nishit is going to now take it further. I will keep on pitching in middle at few points. For example, at your CV introduction, one she's going to do, I'm going to tell you with my experience. Like, if I'm not wrong, I think Nishit have sent me till now around 10 CVs. I have only selected one till now among those CVs. What is the general mistakes what you guys are doing? But before that, I'm opening this forum for Q&A. Now you can ask me any questions before I pass it on to Nishit. I'm working in a .NET domain as Pentaho ETL domain. Now I learn big data Hadoop from Simplilearn. My question is, should I move from .NET to big data Spark Pentaho so that time will be affected on my salary? I have no experience, right? Should companies see? I tell you one of the tips here. Even if you are a fresher, okay? Even if you are a fresher, do not take it like that you have no jobs available for you. A lot of people have that myth that, I will be facing this problem because I'm a fresher in this domain. Don't take it in that manner. How you need to consider this thing up is, you need to take it up in a way that, first of all, you need to make your CV good in terms of the project. That is where Simplilearn can help you. Simplilearn have a lot of projects. I think in a portal, if you have done the Hadoop developer course, you see only 2 projects. If you want to work on more, just ask Simplilearn. They have more projects with them. Okay, so basically people who ask for them, you can just basically get the project from them and work on it. Work on them seriously. If you need any assistance, support team from Simplilearn is always there to help you across. Put them in your CV. The project part is going to make a big impact in your CV because that is what reflects that how much experience or knowledge you have, right? So just put that, and definitely making a movement from .NET to big data will be a right path. Reason being, because as I said, you have just seen that there's a decline happening in the job at the current market. But in big data side, it is increasing. Why this is increasing? Because it is going to kind of, the reason is because it is just the starting domain. But other domains are kind of declining in some sense. So again, it will be a good strategy if you kind of move towards the big data, because it's always good to be in a domain which will kind of give you a better salary and a better respect rather than using respect. Okay. For Spark developer, which so basically both are in demand, but I would suggest Scala would be the better one. So that's the reason even Simplilearn course is designed with Scala, because Scala is something which is more in demand at the moment, because Apache Spark is developed by using Scala programming language. How many years do you think growth trend in jobs of big data machine learning will be? Which is the best area to get into the contractor to get into a top income? Neil, just to answer this part, in 1970s or 1980s, when this RDBMS systems was coming into the market, people were asking the same question. Will Oracle jobs or basically this RDBMS jobs are going to die in some years? Now you can yourself answer me. Are the jobs dead? No, right? In fact, they have increased only. Why? Because these are the technologies which is always going. See, it all happens with respect to the requirement. And the requirement of the RDBMS was, if I have a structured data, can I deal with it? RDBMS was the only solution for it. Similar way, if you have like big data, huge volume of data, how you will deal with it? So this technology is not going to go away at least for 40-50 years. So you will be kind of retired by that time. At the time, if anything bad gonna happen, but definitely it's not gonna happen. So don't worry from that perspective. Right now, I'm working on Oracle DB and Informatica Tech. So instead of going for a main big data certification, would Simplilearn certification help me in getting the job? Definitely, why not, Vishal? If you just crack up, see, I can tell you one more thing, Vishal. If I talk from the job, this job assist point of view, what are the companies looking at? Like there are so many partners what Simplilearn have at the current moment who are hiring from Simplilearn. They are looking for the certification. Now, a lot of students do this mistake that they do not submit the project and they do not get the certification. So in order to get a certification, the minimum requirement is that you need to have some 80% attendance, and I think you need to crack a project and submit it as well. So you need to finish them up. Then if you put in the CV and basically those CVs will be sent across to the companies, that is where you're going to get an advantage. If you don't have those projects and your certification in the CV, your CV will still be seen, because Simplilearn can still help you with that. But at the same time, you need to basically, you may be definitely be at disadvantage with respect to other candidates. So this certification keeps a very high value. That's the reason companies are looking forward from Simplilearn all these candidates. Question from Shomit. I have overall 13 years of experience in ERP, healthcare and finance domain. I am registered for master course. What kind of salary can I expect? I just answered this part. I think you can expect, Shomit, if you are a fresher, you can actually look forward for a salary above 18 lakh. Okay, you can expect that kind of salary. But ensure that you complete everything from Simplilearn side, get extra projects from Simplilearn, and ensure you work on it. Do not just think that I got a certificate, I am done with that. The more practice you do, better you become. And how you can do practice? Simplilearn is giving you to give, is ready to give you so many projects. Then why are you bothered about it? Just ask them, and they will be ready to help you across with all the projects. Just get the projects and start working on them without looking at the solution. I completed big data course in Simplilearn. Now I'm planning to go through MBA in business analytics. What would be a better idea? Danish, maybe if you, since you're planning for an MBA in business analytics, how about if you look forward for a data science or a machine learning course from Simplilearn? As a starting point, you can go forward for a data science course, because once you have the basics strong, you can actually beat even other candidates in your MBA classes. Because in MBA also, when you join, there will be a competition, right? If you have the basics already, all the base ground already built up, in that case, you will be kind of getting a kind of an upper hand with respect to other candidates. Or maybe after doing that course, you may yourself realize that you don't require MBA. Okay? Because that course is good enough to kind of give you a good ideas on that side. So then definitely I would recommend you to look forward for that particular course. How can we answer interview question like cluster size, replication factor? And in this, if you have done the classes properly, then you don't require anything else. One book which I always recommend in my classes, which I can also recommend you, you can look forward for the Big Data Hadoop Guide. Okay, basically Hadoop Definitive Guide is the exact name. If you put on Google, you will get the Hadoop Definitive Guide book, and basically that's a free book available. Just read that. All the questions will be answered there. And if you have done all the classes properly from Simplilearn, from doesn't matter from whichever trainer, I can assure you, you will find that book like a cakewalk. It's just like a cakewalk. Just read it quickly, and all the answers you can easily give it there. And the classes what you have done is more than enough. How can we answer interview? I just answered it. I am a functional BA in functional service domain and taking Hadoop developer course. Upon completing the project course, will my CV be preferred even with a different? Yeah, definitely. Definitely it can be preferred. It's not, see, big data is a new, relatively a new domain. So definitely this domain is not looking from an experience point of view only. Even your other domain experience can help basically this big data environment. So definitely this will be preferred one. Currently, I'm working as a PL SQL developer, having 7+ years of experience. Now, I'm doing a big data course, so I wanted to know how can I build my CV and which area should I go at. If you are right now doing this data, basically big data course, Swati, once you complete the course, you will yourself get this answer. I need not tell this. Whoever would be your basically your trainer, he will be guiding you across by the end of the last class that what exactly you have to put, what are the projects you need to kind of come across. Just complete the course, you will yourself get the answer. A lot of people are available in .NET. Yes, definitely, Ashwin. Please tell me about some fresher CVs also. Gaurav, I think this is a portion which Nishit is just going to talk about. So don't worry about that, Gaurav. I tried to attend an interview where I cleared the written test on Hadoop and had to attend face-to-face, but they haven't interviewed because I don't have experience on Hadoop. Could you please suggest on how to handle this kind of situation? Okay, this will be little unethical from my side to talk about. But one thing which I can suggest in this scenario is, if you are, let's say, working in some company where you are currently working in, let's say, some project. Now, my suggestion would be, don't say that you're working in a big data environment, but you can definitely mention that though my company I'm working with respect to this part, but in one of the projects, we have a big data where we kind of did some experimentation with Hadoop systems and all to just see that how we can scale it up. Now, because of this, I generated a lot of interest in this domain and I wanted to move ahead in this domain for a permanent time. Now, then interviewer is gonna kind of, he will be kind of happy that basically you have done something in big data first of all, and you're not saying that you have 0-year experience, and this is where Simplilearn can help you. If you have done the Simplilearn project quite well in a nice way, in that case, you can actually just boost about those projects, and basically with the help of those project knowledge, if any questions being asked to you as an interview, as an experience level, you will be able to answer it. So that is one suggestion which I can give you. Though again, there is no guarantee how well it works, but yes, don't even lie. But at the same time, since you're already working in Simplilearn side with respect to project, just tell that we have done some experiment. In fact, it will be a better idea if you're working in a company, just pull up any of the work which you have solved it with a traditional tool and see that if the same work you can do it with Hadoop systems in a better way or not. Maybe you can try that, do an experimentation and talk about it in an interview. In this way, you're not even lying, or maybe if that succeeded, you can even tell to your boss and get a promotion from him. How about that? Right? So that is something which you can look forward for. Just do this experimentations and all. This is definitely going to help you. Jobs are in big metro cities only, or many jobs are present in NCR. Jobs are mainly in big. See, there are startups who are also open in the small cities. Now, I don't have any specific answer where they are, but I know even few companies who are in like small cities like Indore. Okay. Now, basically, these are some companies which are also there. They are startup kind of companies. So it's not like all the jobs are in the metro cities. Yes, majority of the jobs are. There is no denying of that fact. But yes, most of the jobs, if you look forward for it, they are kind of into, basically they are into even in the small cities as well. My total experience is 4 years, worked on multiple technologies like Java, Oracle, performance engineering and testing, and now working in a DB model as well. With 4 years of experience, if I go to interview with big data course, what kind of expectations they are from? Kavita, I just answered this for you, right? Now, in this case, my suggestion would be that definitely they would be happy to have you from different experience background. But if you can basically help yourself after completion of this course by looking at a project where you can do an experimentation with the same data and see that with Hadoop environment how you can solve it, you can actually talk about it in your interview part. Now, in that case, interviewer will be happy that you're not even lying, and at the same time, you have an experience as well. Does a master in big data analytics or doing some course like data science with R or Python? Yes, definitely, it's going to be a lot useful to it. I just answered this part. If you know big data along with data science, this is going to be a lot useful. Okay, we have just talked about the salary level. If you have just done Hadoop course, your salary level can be around 9 to 10 lakh. But if we have done basically a data science part along with it, you can expect almost a double of salary. That's a huge difference. After completing the course, can I directly go to the Cloudera certification or any preparation? If you have done the classes well, if you have done the assignments well, whatever your instructor have given you, if you have done your project well, the course is designed in a way that you can easily crack CCA 175 exam. Lot of students have successfully cracked it from all the instructors part, and basically you can easily crack it. You need not require any separate kind of preparation. One recommendation I would have is just read this Hadoop definitive guide along with your classes. That is definitely going to be an extra stuff and going to be more helpful. What is the average time a big data project will take? It depends on project to project. There is no right answer. I have projects which I have solved even in 2 days. I have projects which have gone even for months and years. So there is no right answer for this. No specific kind of fixed answer for this. I completed the big data and Hadoop training from Simplilearn. I have total 3 years of experience, but I never worked on the big data Hadoop project. Then how to deal with the project question and interview. That's where, Rohit, your Simplilearn projects will help you. Do not just walk through with 2 projects for Simplilearn I've given. Ask them, they will give you more projects. If I'm not wrong, Simplilearn have total 5 projects to give you for this Apache Spark and developer course. The reason I'm so confidently telling you because I have myself given those projects. Just get it from them. They will be ready to give you that portion if you have done that course, and then basically practice it up. You will be easily able to crack it. Those projects are more than enough to give you good experience idea about that. I have 9+ year experience in Java, working in banking domain in First Global, looking for big data and Hadoop related job, but I don't have any industry project exposure in Hadoop. Then how would I justify my experience? I think I just answered that, Anuj, right? I just answered beforehand for this question itself. That basically you need to look at your old any project and see that how you can fit in the big data there with whatever knowledge you have learned, and talk about that in the next of the company. Since you're working in a banking domain, I think it will be more easy for you to work on a big data kind of project part. You can easily make it out. What about Pentaho ETL tool? Ashwin, I may not be the right person to talk about it because I don't have much knowledge on Pentaho. I just know there is a Pentaho tool, but I have not much knowledge. Ashwin, if I'm not wrong, you are my student only, because I do remember that in one of my class you have asked me the same question and I answered the same stuff. Okay. But I don't have much knowledge, so maybe I'm not the right person to talk about this particular tool. I'm into Oracle technology, working in PL/SQL for last 3 years. I'm taking the big data, this portion, and Hadoop. How is my scope? So Chitrangit, I just answered this part. So definitely you have a lot of scope, especially if you know it. Maybe you can kind of target Hive jobs, Apache Spark, SQL jobs, right? So this is where you can help it, because these are the jobs which are kind of very specific to the SQL programming and all.
Hi, Shivank. Hello.
Yeah.
It's Nishmi. Shivank, can we take all the questions now offline? I'll just start with the Wipro's partner, as he'll be moving soon. So I request you all to please drop all your queries, and we'll surely address all your queries now from jobassist@simplilearn.com. So I request you all to please drop your queries in regards to your big data course, and if it is related to job or career opportunities, it will be really good if you all can drop an email at jobassist@simplilearn.com, and we'll surely assist you with the best answers, and we'll surely assist you in all possible ways. I'm just going to share my screen in a short while, and I'm really thankful to Shivank to give us your time on weekend. We are really thankful to you, Shivank.
No problem at all.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone. So as we discussed, we are really fortunate to have with us our Wipro's partner, who is actually going to tell you how we need to make our CVs more interesting. And as I can see, most of you have these kinds of questions, and as I can see that most of you were asking questions on how you can organize your project experience in your resume. So I believe that Sai will be able to detail you how you can do that. And few of the learners who are there online today, as I can see, they have attended telephonic interviews, and sometimes when you go for face-to-face interviews, they majorly ask you questions on your project. So we actually emphasize more that when you are doing your project, you need to have full nuances about the project, and you need to have full knowledge that what exactly you have implemented in your projects, because they start talking on your projects if you're fresher. And if you're already mentioning any project in your resume, it gives a chance to the employer to ask you many questions on project, because they think that you have already implemented all those technologies in project. So we'll be taking all those questions, and I'm just handing over the control to Sai. Thank you so much, Sai, for coming, and I'm just handing over control to you.
Thank you so much, Nishi. Can you all hear me? So, hello all. Good afternoon. First of all, so I'm here. Nishi have already introduced me. I'm from Wipro, and I'm part of recruitment team, and uh, I'm the person who starts the first introduction to the candidate and first interaction with the candidate till the time candidate joins us. So, and also continuously interacting with the business, the requirement, and many other stuff. So, firstly, to know about how to make your CV impressive. Uh, so this is the first impression that you create when you face any recruiter of any organization, no matter. So first you start with your career objectives. What in your career? What do you like to see yourself, like big data developer or some data scientist, something like that. What in career you want to look yourself like, and next explain about your current project which you're working on. It's just brief explanation, not in pointers. That should be enough, because resume should not be too complicated. uh, so you explain about your current project and your previous projects. It would be really impressive when you present your past projects or your current projects in a tabular form, showing what is the project and what was your role in that, and what are the tasks that have been completed and how long the project went. So this is how it works. And next, coming into technical information, your accomplishments in with respect to projects that you have worked on, or your certifications, or your technical qualifications. For example, you have done an amazing course in Simplilearn, so you can definitely put that on your resume, saying that you have completed this project with so and so project with Simplilearn. So that will be really impressive, because that's what we recruiters first look at the candidate. I mean, what exactly candidate have done, and where did he got this training from, and all this kind of stuff. And when it comes to your personal information, not much personal information we expect to see on your resume, because I have already said we don't want your resumes to be too complicated. So we just need your educational qualifications, because we see from which background you have come from. So there is this perception that recruiters see about how what is the mark, what is the CGPA you got in your colleges, or what is the percentage that you have got in your colleges or schools and so on. Nothing like it, because we just see from which background you are from, because we completely now the perception we are trying to change it, because it's not the marks, it's not the number, it's the knowledge that we look at. And other personal details like your email IDs and your mobile numbers will be very helpful to be on this on your resume. And we would love to see your LinkedIn profiles, or any other social media links to be available on resume, because we like to see your you on social media, how you project yourself in the market. Nishi, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So what skills we will help you crack interview? So communication is the first. So definitely when recruiter calls you, so the first first place where you can impress a recruiter is with your communication skills, because that is the first important thing. And your technical basics, because we first check, because obviously the first interaction will be on telephonic, and we would like to take you for the further interviews only when you have proper knowledge on your basics, when your basics are right. So we check your basic technical skills. How do they uh, how are they and all that. Then your programming skills, I mean the coding skills should be really good, because these days the market, we in Wipro, I can tell you, we are looking for a person who can code really well, because that's the important thing for any engineer, right? So programming skills should be amazing, and that should be on the most highest priority. And any candidate should be really expressive. So you should be really expressive when you talk, or when something is asked, when something technically asked, you should be able to explain, uh, and it should be uh, to the, I mean, you should create a perception, you should create this image of yourself in technical panel or HR panel for that matter. So we should understand that you know it, you know the topic, right? So you should be that expressive. Not everyone is expressive. So we would want someone who can really explain what they have worked on, explain well, so that we understand from which background you are from, or from what are the technologies that you have used in the past. And flexibility, definitely this from organization's perfect perspective, we expect any candidate that we select should be flexible enough, because you should not be restricted to your own uh, rules. I mean, see, your vision, your vision should be, your values should be uh, linked with the organization. So that's what we expect uh, from flexibility point of view. You should be flexible. And drives and initiatives. So when this point, I wanted to tell you all that initiatives are so. When it comes to skills like big data, or skills like machine learning, or data science, these kind of roles, we don't expect people to work on the same way that uh, that they are used to daily. So any initiatives from employees point, we from employee side, we really love to take it from organization level. Employee should be, it's almost being expressive, right? So you have to take those initiatives, and you have to be able to drive those initiatives, and you have to have control on it. I mean, not just a weak initiatives or something. It should really matter the organization. And that's it. These are the few into these are the few ideas that can help you to crack interview rounds. I think if you have any questions, you can quickly ask me. I'll be able to help you.
Kindly expand a bit more on what you mean by flexibility. It is asked by Neil. If you can just answer, kindly expand a bit more on what you mean by flexibility.
So on flexibility, we look for a candidate who are uh, uh, what do you say? Someone uh, who can extend themselves to reach out to the project completion. So that's what I mean. Who are not restricted for something when it comes to any accomplishments. So we expect someone who are flexible to get the work done.
Okay, perfectly fine. Thank you so much. So expected CTC, what I have to put in that? So do they actually need to mention expected CTC in their CV? Should they
We
do
don't.
it?
No, No, because expected CV or expected CTC is not what we expect to see on the first step. First thing that we look about a candidate is the resume, and that's not the first intention. From an organization's perspective, we look at the skill first, and then CTC discussion will happen later in the HR rounds. So CTC should not be the first thing when you discuss with an HR.
Perfectly fine. Other question is, how do we apply for jobs in Wipro for big data positions? Is it only from job portals or any other?
You have job portals, and also you can definitely you can follow us on social media, because currently in Wipro we have started this. We have started. It was before also there, but we have started this on a bigger scale, that we hire through social media. So Facebook, LinkedIn is what we look a lot in.
Okay. Okay, so Madhulata, as we were detailing, you can always upload your profile in job portal of Simply Learn. So as we are having partnership with Wipro, we'll be able to directly forward your resume to them. If it will, as per their requirement, because the requirements of different companies come to us with specific details of technical background. So sometimes it comes for freshers, sometimes it comes for people who are very good in machine learning, as just I was describing. So some of the candidates who are now online have also attended telephonic round for Wipro as well. So you can upload your resume on job portal of Simply Learn, and after completion of your certificate, and we can help you out with that too. Thank you, Madhulata. I believe I'm able to answer your question. Perfectly fine. Thank you so much. Okay. The next question is, what is career path on big data for candidate having testing background?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
What is career path on big data for candidate having testing background?
Okay. See, for a candidate who is from a testing background, who have done their training in big data, or who have completed their certifications with respect to big data, will definitely have better opportunities in organizations like Wipro. We look at the projects, and we look at the quality of the knowledge that you actually have, than the which background are you from. So we see if the candidate have enough or quality knowledge in terms of big data. We definitely hire the candidate. We don't take that risk of missing the candidate out.
So basically, we can say that if you are already completing your project and you are really well versed with the technologies that you are using in your project, and you want to make your career in big data, and you have switched from testing to big data, you will be considered as freshers, but still the scope becomes more, or maybe I can say that you'll be preferred after you take certificate from Simply Learn, so that you are actually having more knowledge about it, and you get hands-on experience while working on your project. Am I right?
So I can add a point here, Nishi.
Yeah,
You're
sure.
right. It's like you just said that candidate might be considered as a fresher. It's not the case. Someone have a really good experience in testing and have got quality knowledge in big data. We definitely consider them on the total IT experience that they have.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you for the insight. Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe that you got the answer. Okay. Thank you so much for your input, Madhulata.
So
So we'll just
Nishi,
take two more questions. Sai, I'm really sorry. We'll just take last question if possible.
yeah, we can take a last question, and
Sure.
Nishi, you can definitely forward my email ID to people who have any other queries, because I'm really sorry, guys. I'm
Sure.
just get into some other issue. other training. So please share my email ID initially. Okay.
Sure, I'll do that, Sai.
Any more last question, please?
Just I'm telling you one last question. Is in case if the industry domain has to be changed from support to big data, how are the project or experience to be organized in that case? I'm just repeating it once again. In case if the industry domain has to be changed from support to big data, how are the projects or experience can be organized in that case? So Shravan is asking that.
Yep. So your current, because when you're looking to change your domain, so your recent project will be related to big data, right? So you first put about that project, explain about it, what was your role in that project, and what are the tasks that you have completed with that respective project, and then later on add experience as a side heading, and under experience you can put that your support function experience.
Okay, perfectly fine. Thank you so much, Sai. Thank you for your time. And again, I would like to request you all to please drop all your queries. I know that you are having more and more queries on Job Assist as well as your career path. So I will actually request you to please forward all your queries to jobassist@simplilearn.com, and we'll surely address all your queries through that. Thank you so much, Sai, for giving your time on weekend. And we're really...
Thank you so much, guys. It was really a nice session. Thank you so much, and thanks a lot. It was a great experience to be in part.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sai. Hi, everyone. So we are actually forwarding, or we are in partnership with all these companies, and we are trying our best to assist you in the best way that we can. So we are having many other interviews also lined up, and we'll be trying hard to get more and more partnerships so that we can give you better opportunities and we can provide you with lined up opportunities. As far as submitting your profiles in Job Assist is concerned, there is some eligibility criteria that you need to fulfill, and most of you who are online know about it, that you need to complete your project, you need to get it evaluated, you need to score 80%, and you should have certificate with you, completion certificate of course, so that you can apply for Job Assist and you can submit your profile in Job Assist portal. I'm just detailing you how to do that and how to submit your profile in Job Assist. So you can check it out, the process here. So this is the page that you will be seeing when you'll be submitting your profile. So you need to go to this particular link of Job Assist to submit your profile, and you just need to click on this tab which says submit your profile. Through all these steps, you just need to enter enroll, course completed, you can actually say if you are not ready to relocate and you are looking for the opportunities in your own city, you just need to click to no. If you are open to relocation to any of the cities, you just need to click yes here. Your college name, so you can just enter relevant experience, as we say in previous page. You might have seen how many years, total years of experience you have. So if you have questions like this, that I have been working in testing field for 8 years, but as I've completed my certification just before a year, so the relevant experience would be 1 to 2 years. So you can just put 1 to 2 years here so that we can know that where we can forward your resumes, and this give me an opportunity to actually filter down your resume according to the requirements of the company. Current designation, as if you are working as system analyst or any of the position you have. So this again gives me an idea that on which position you are working on, so that according to the requirement, according to the job description that I'm getting, I can actually streamline and I can see that which particular designation will suit you better, and I can assist you in that way. Skills, so now you can add that what all you've learned in the course. Current CTC, as you people were asking that can we mention current CTC in resume? So I believe that rather than actually putting up directly in the resume, if you can just, when you're entering here, if you can just let us know, so that according to the requirement, I get the job description and we know that what is the scale that a company is offering. So here I will be able to assist you in that way, that what is your current CTC and what will be your expected CTC. How soon you can join, so you can just enter the days or months here. Here you can upload your resume, so you can just upload your resume from here. Any of So this completes your submission in our job portal, and automatically once you submit your full profile, it gets reflected in my database, and whenever I am sorting the resumes according to the requirement, your profile will be fully shown on my database. So this is the way how you can do it. Any question on this? Do you have any questions? Anybody? Okay. Do you have any partners in Canada? Neil, we are in process of assisting candidates who are there in India. So for now, we don't have any partners in Canada. Could you please repeat on relevant experience? Okay, so as I say that when you take the certificate from Simplilearn, you might be working in different field before. So if I say about relevant experience, if you have taken big data certification from Simplilearn and after that you have started implementing all those technologies in your current work, or you have switched your work, switched your job and you have taken some position on big data, so that will be counted as relevant experience. As there was a question before that I am from testing background and how I can showcase big data experience in my resume. So if you are already working on big data technology or doing any projects, that will be counted as relevant experience for us. How long it will take to put across the interview for candidate? Depends upon which kind of requirements are there. As I said, Somashekar, that if I am getting the requirements for freshers or for people who have expertise on specific field, so we can forward your resume according to the job descriptions we are getting. So and I believe that we'll be able to assist you as soon as possible, because we are getting more and more requirements, and if you are really having expertise on any of the technologies, I'll be able to assist you soon. Will you have resume assistance? Yes, we can actually forward you some of the templates, and we are doing that. In fact, some of the members who are online today have already got those templates, and we'll be helping you through the templates, as well as once you forward your resume, you'll be getting some inputs on how to organize it properly. If you have already submitted your resume, we'll go through it and we'll give you the feedback on how to organize it in proper way, so that, and according to the expectations of employer as well. If a person is on sabbatical, how the current employer feel to be filled? Okay, so again, you will be associated with that particular company, or you can say that it's just not applicable, so that when I'll be actually having a telephonic call with you, I can understand that what exactly you're looking for. And in fact, if this is also the case, you can mention your current employer in the portal. Big data is not implemented in my organization. In that case, what should I put in relevant experience field after course completion? So you can mention fresher there if you have not yet worked in big data technology. Well, you have already completed your project, so whenever I'll be forwarding your resume, people do consider that as your experience as well. So, but in job portal, you can always mention fresher if you have not worked in big data technology, but you're still looking to change your field, or you can, if you're actually looking to switch from your current field to big data technology. Any other question? Thank you, Selva, for your input. Currently, I have more than 9 years of experience in banking domain, Java. If I mention 1+ in Hadoop, will I get packets similar to fresher in big data? Again, Anuj, as Sai explained, that they are really happy to absorb the candidates who are really good in technology. If you have already completed and you have worked on Java, we have those kind of candidates already got interviewed in Wipro and in 2 other companies as well. So even if you are really good in Java, they are more than happy to give you training on their current ongoing project. So we have found these kind of resumes as well, and companies actually absorb people who are having very good hold in Java and they want to explore in big data, so that they can give them training for a month or so, and they'll be able to put that in practice. So if they already have projects in hand, they'll be happy to absorb you. So no worries for that. And I believe that this is definitely going to help you out with that. I believe that we can take more of the questions offline now, and if you can forward all your queries to jobassist@simplilearn.com, it will give me an opportunity to address all your queries. And once you complete your certificate, please do upload your resumes as I showed you in Job Assist portal, so that it will be available with me in my database, and whenever I am having any requirements, I'll be able to sort it out accordingly, and I'll be able to assist you in a best possible way. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you.